Where young men go through a cultural rite of passage to manhood known as Ukweluka. Unfortunately, since recent years, this period is fraught with scandal and more initiate deaths are recorded, and the illegal practices of some has now led to even government taking a stance in the matter, traditionally reserved as a cultural secret among men. But today we want to know, what is the role of the mothers of those boys who have to go through this process into manhood, where some have to pay with their lives or worse still, face amputation. The stats indicate that since 2016, the recorded deaths during initiation season was 27, and there was a slight decrease in 2017 after COGTA embarked on a drive with parents. A total of 16 deaths were still recorded at the end of the 2017 season, with of course the Eastern Cape being the major contributor. Well, to help us understand the role of mothers, if any, in such a crucial time for their young boys, we have on the line Mrs Phumla Madiba, a cultural heritage expert and activist. Mrs. Madiba, thank you so much for joining us. You know, it really worries me that we can actually promote a message that let me just see here, that we can actually promote a message that times change and so do certain laws and traditions, but we still don't want to debate the issue of why mothers are actually excluded from initiation preparations. Why do you think this is, Ma?
I don't think mothers and women are excluded. Traditionally and historically, mothers had a role. The problem that has led to all this chaos is the death of families and family systems and community systems, where each and every member and each and every unit and each and every leader has a role. You know, there's always been a division and separation of roles between roles for men and roles for women. But women belong to families. So are men. So the problem now is that people have taken over roles that are not theirs. And unfortunately, they embark on something that they have no clue about. That's where the problem is. Women have a role for bringing up their children from birth. And these things about initiation do not only get introduced at that time at 18 years. It's spoken about in the family through, conversations, and boys know that this time will come. And in fact, they don't just get grabbed to be taken to the mountain. You know, it used to be in May when they would announce in the community, because this whole thing has been spoken about by the mother and the father and the extended family. I'm saying the problem is the breakdown of the family unit and the breakdown of communities. What we are dealing with are consequences. We have not started dealing with the cause of the whole chaos.
Mrs. Madiba, look, without saying that we want mothers to know exactly what goes on in the mountain, but don't they at least have a right to mentally and emotionally prepare their sons? We've always known that sons traditionally have a closer bond with their mothers.
In fact, they do have that role, theoretically. But seemingly, they don't play it because of this chaos that I'm saying exists in families. You find that these mothers, at one point, have taken over everything away from the community. It's lack of communication between the male members of the family and the female members of the family. Mothers, if they nurture and initiate their sons from birth and talk to them, they wouldn't do what is happening. But unfortunately, I might be doing that as one woman. But if the other women are not doing it and the other men are not doing it to their sons, then their sons then overpower mine, and yet mine knows what should happen. Again, I'm saying the community system has broken down. The family system has broken down. There's nobody who's taking full responsibility. It's only a few individuals. If many or the majority then have let everything go loose, then there'll be chaos in the community.
Absolutely.
It's criminality.
Before I let you go, Ma, we're really running out of time, but I want to hear from you. I mean, what are some of the ways that women in particular can assist to find a lasting solution to this very problem?
The first thing is they must be closer to their sons and nurture and socialize them as they grow up, and have a male figure from the family, even if it's a friend. You know, we are related to one another, even if it's not a blood relation. There must be a male figure that will help you. It's not rosy. It's not easy to bring up a boy, even as a woman. At some point, you need a man, because there are certain things you don't know that are emotional and natural that go on in a man. If you have never been a man, you will not know them. So you need to have a male figure, even if it's not your husband or your boyfriend. If the father has kept a distance, there must be a father that adopts this boy, and then that father can talk to the boy. In the extended family, that's a given. So if women then want to bring up their sons in seclusion, away from the male figures of the family, even if it's an uncle is my brother. An uncle to my son is my brother. So even if my brother is distant, I must take my son and be closer to my brother. There must be a male, because I don't know everything that goes on.
All right.
About a male. I agree with you. Women must be involved. But again, there are limits. But there must be a male figure in a boy's life.
Thank you so much, Ma. We're going to leave it there because we're really out of time. I would have really loved to go on and discuss some of the government interventions that have been introduced, because they still seem to be excluding the mother. And as she spoke about it there, she says it's a matter of a social breakdown. That is, of course, Mrs Phumla Madiba, a cultural heritage expert and activist, and she was giving a mother's view on initiation. I wanted to know, why are mothers still being excluded from this age-old tradition?